Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Finca Live with James Onyuta. I'm the Managing Director and CEO of Finca Uganda. It's my pleasure and great opportunity for me to catch up with you once again on this platform as we go through the challenges of coronavirus or COVID-19 as we call it. This engagement is very important for all of us, particularly for me, to touch base with you, our customers, once again, our stakeholders, so that we can quickly give you a brief on how Finca is managing its operations, how we continue to serve you as our customers during this lockdown period, and our commitment to delivering that service. I'll expect that after probably my few remarks, you will have an opportunity to engage me, ask a few questions. We have probably just over 30 minutes, I'm told, to engage through this platform. I hope you have a brilliant and strong internet connection that will make sure that we engage and get to really answer questions through this platform. So, thank you. As you're aware, yesterday the government released a notice through the presidential address. The lockdown in Uganda was extended for another 21 days, effect from today, ending on the 5th of May, uh, 2020. Now, definitely that has a great impact on most of you, our customers, our stakeholders, and even us as a business in terms of how we operate. I'll be giving you updates of how Finca is operating during this time and how you can continue to uh, access our services during this time. I see a lot of messages already coming in. It's great to have you on board, Mr. Ariho, Jeremy, Riri, all of you. Nice to hear from you. And it's my pleasure to be here in person. Now, uh, at Finca Uganda, our priority really is making sure that you, our customers, our stakeholders, and even our staff remain healthy and safe during this period of lockdown. That is indeed our core priority. We face challenging times during this lockdown. These are unprecedented periods. Most of us have never experienced this. In my 20 years of work experience, I've not seen anything close to the lockdown that we're experiencing. So it is indeed new territory for most of us. So we face quite unique and challenging times, and Ugandans have been known to be resilient and tough, and I know we are going to come out of this even stronger. As we face this challenge, our priority and commitment really, as I said, is our continued service as a company to you, our customers, our employees, and to make sure that we continue to serve our stakeholders. Now, in the face of these challenging times, Finca Uganda has initiated its business continuity program that has ensured that, first of all, one, we continue to serve you. So all our branches across the country are open for service, with the exception of just two branches in Central. And the two branches that are not open are Acacia and Bentiwanuka. The customers in those branches are being served from our alternative locations in Tinda, Kawempe, Nakulabye, Katwe, and Chireka. So we ensure that we maintain our service in these locations. Our branches are open from 9 a.m. up to 3 p.m. every day. We had to adjust the timelines, as you've noticed, over the last 2 weeks because of the logistical challenges that came with the lockdown. It enables us to move our staff from their various homes into the workplaces to serve you. And I believe those 6 hours we've seen from the past experience of the 2 weeks is sufficient to really offer to you the services. We maintain to keep our alternative channels active as well. So you have access to our ATMs and the mobile banking channels to continue transacting even outside these banking hours. To ensure that we stay safe during this time, all our branches have um, solutions available. So we have in place sanitizers to make sure that as you access our premises, you use these sanitizers. We have hand wash facilities to make sure that our hands are constantly clean and we are not spreading the COVID virus. Our staff have also been equipped with protective gear, and we encourage social distancing when you access our premises. My urge to your customers is to ensure that you respect these guidelines, and at all, even if you find that they are not being respected in those premises, please engage our respective staff, our managers in those locations, and they will be happy to make sure that we are in full compliance of those. As I mentioned, your health and safety is a priority to all of us. Um, we've definitely heightened the use of disinfectants in all these locations, whether it is within our head office or our branch locations. We continue to make sure our premises are clean and safe for you to access financial services in all of those. I want to implore all of you, let's keep communicating. Let's keep following the measures from the government as they are communicated, Ministry of Health, World Health Organization, to follow the minimum basic protective guidelines to prevent the spread of COVID in the country. We remain committed to serving you, as I mentioned, and I've given you the alternative channels we have in place. I'll ask my admin at some point in time to share with you the contacts that you can reach us digitally, because I know some of you are not able to come to our branches. So you have access through Facebook, you have access through WhatsApp, you have access through our Twitter page, and most importantly, our toll-free line where you can call in. Our officers are there full time to attend to those calls. They will be able to take that call or call you back to address any inquiry that you have from us as Finca. Great. I would want to address some of the key questions I see coming through. I know there will be a number of them, but for sure, I know there are some burning questions that already we've seen in my engagement with our staff all over the country and some of the clients that have actually reached out to. We see critical questions. Basically, the highest and I think the most asked question right now has been whether our operations continue. And I want to address that. Banking services is an essential service, as mentioned by the president and as you've seen in the guidelines. So we remain committed, together with the support of Bank of Uganda and the Bankers Association. We continue to serve the public, and our staff are dedicated to ensure that you can access your deposits and can also access other services like money transfers that we offer in all the locations that are available on the channels. The second most raised question that I've seen is from our borrowers. And I believe it is the question that everyone asks the most. Our borrowers want to know, we are going through tough times, so what are the challenges, what are the options or the concessions that Finca Uganda is giving for borrowers during this time? I must say that as Finca Uganda, we've worked very closely with the regulator and with the Association of Bankers in Uganda, as well as definitely our governance structures, the board. And I want to encourage you to reach your relationship officers across the country, call them up, and explain to them the challenges you're going through during this lockdown period. Now, we are happy to listen to you, and we are looking at multiple options for our borrowers, depending on the extent to which the lockdown is affecting your business. We are happy to consider options not limited to or restricted to options like restructuring of loans in adverse cases, or people have talked about concessions or moratoriums. Some people say holidays, whether can I pay later. because I'm hard stunned. But we've also seen customers who are coming up and saying, yes, I can continue to pay. What kind of incentives do you have for us who continue to service these facilities during this time? As guided by the regulator, we want to hear from you, and we will seek to administer these decisions on credit on a case-by-case basis. So maintain contact through our branch managers and your relationship officers to share with us the challenges you have, because it's very critical, as I mentioned, that we pull through the lockdown together and are able to support you. Another critical question that has been raised to us as a company has come on the issue of access to loans. So we have clients, and I must say, particularly Finca serves a micro uh, clientele. Most of our entrepreneurs are working in the suburbs and in rural locations where actually demand for services, particularly essential services like food and household items, it continues to move and shift from urban areas to the suburbs and the rural areas. We've seen some of you come up for requests for additional facilities in terms of loans. Yes, Finca Uganda will continue to serve you, our customers, and provide credit services to you. Now, we definitely want to be sure that we are serving sectors that have less impact or actually are getting an advantage in trading during this period of time. So we will work with you to assess your demand and needs, and we will continue to provide financing for you even during this lockdown period. So once again, please reach out to your relationship managers in the various locations, and we'll be happy to provide you additional financing. Um, I see other questions that are coming up. If I can go through the list. Jeremy asks, what is Finca currently doing to keep clients safe during this time? Jeremy, yes, good question. For you, our clients, as I mentioned, safety is our priority. If you go through all our locations where we have physical contact, we encourage safe uh, distancing, what we call social distancing now. Even in the queues, please try and stay uh, away from each other over a meter, some say 2 meters. We have sanitizers in all our locations, so please use the sanitizers. Please wash your hands as you access those premises. There are washing areas that are provided, hand washing areas. Uh, and we are also making sure our staff, as they interface you, are protected to serve you. Uh, Walter asks about loans, and Walter, I've mentioned about loans. Please contact your relationship officer and be able to explain to them the impact. I'd like to say the impact because there are certain clients who actually are impacted negatively during this COVID lockdown period, but there are those who also have a positive impact to their businesses. So would love to hear from you and would like to come up with a solution for you together with the financial institution. Are tellers availed with sanitizers on their end of the barricade? Yes, I must say that yes, the tellers actually have access to that. I mentioned briefly that we continue to keep our workspaces sanitized at all times. So even in those locations, there's a constant cleaning and sanitizing of workspaces to make sure we stay safe as individuals, both staff and customers. Next question comes from Jeremy. Have you considered making consideration for clients with loans? I think I've answered that. Mr. Ntege asks about Can you give us some time? I think it means can we give you some period of grace to pay your loans? Mr. Tege, I've mentioned this again. I'll repeat it for those who are just joining us. Thank you for joining. I encourage you to reach out to your relationship officers and discuss the impact of the lockdown to your businesses and how we can arrive at a solution together with you, whether it is a grace or what you call a holiday or moratorium to allow for you to pay uh, uh, your loan at an appropriate time. But we would really want to see the impact that this has to your business. So engagement with your various managers is very critical at this time. Paul asks whether he can apply for a loan right now. Yes, Paul, you can. You can apply for a loan. We are open to take your application and we are open to serving you. Paul, your application will definitely assess whether your current business is impacted through the lockdown. And we will work out a solution for you to get financing for Finca. So that's the good news. Okay. There is a question, was there any truth to social media about a lack of social distancing? Who ensures that social distancing is maintained? So Gordon, I want to say that I've not seen any communication about a lack of social distancing, but where uh, it's not being respected, as I mentioned, please engage directly with the managers to ensure that we maintain that social distancing wherever it happens. Now, the enforcement of social distancing is managed through our branch managers, but we also monitor it centrally through our crisis management team. And we encourage that at least as you queue or even access the banking halls, please maintain that distance. Now, some individuals or some people may not be keen to follow those instructions. So it is about us working together, the staff, the clients, to ensure that we all understand the need for social distancing and that it is implemented across all our locations countrywide. Thank you for that question. Mr. Robert asks, he says, post-COVID-19, it is expected that some businesses shall shift into new ventures like startup. Given that we finance ongoing business, do we expect policy inflections to financing new business lines, essentially startups? Very good question, Robert. I think Robert knows our operations and knows that in most cases we finance existing businesses. COVID-19 is impacting everyone, and opportunities come up as well during this period. And definitely, our teams are not sleeping, but we are looking at what new products or new areas of need will our customers come up with. And it is our obligation to offer and provide services in those areas. So my quick answer is yes, we are exploring new product avenues to make sure that once or even during this time, we are able to provide financial services beyond what we were doing before the COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you. Someone says, is it even wise to apply for a loan right now? I think I'll leave that question to each one of us to answer that. But we are open to listening to loan applications and assessing your applications to continue financing you at this time of need. So I want to see any new questions. There's a question from Robert again. He says, in Kenya, they have seen that the central bank in Kenya has issued guidance relaxing borrower information on the Credit Reference Bureau as a basis for risk scoring to borrowers. what are my views on reliance on credit bureau referencing as a basis for processing loans? Uh, these are my views. These are not Finca or regulatory views. I think the Credit Reference Bureau is very critical for determining credit risk of all of us Ugandans, and is a very critical basis for institutions like us to determine uh, whom and how much to lend. Now, during this time where we will potentially see impact in arrears or honoring obligations to pay for various reasons, maybe for because of travel restrictions, access, or even businesses being closed during this time. It is a good question to raise, and I'm sure that as an industry, it is something that we are in very close conversation with the regulators and industry to look at how the bureau referencing and reporting of customers' data will be done. As it is right now, our reporting remains as it is until we get clear guidelines from the regulator on this, meaning your credit score and your arrears reporting will remain. And that's why I'd like to encourage all customers who have ability and access to continue servicing their facilities do so in time to avoid adverse reporting on their bureau. But that is a very key industry conversation happening, and hopefully we'll, through the regulator, have guidance on the same. Um, I'll ask my admins to help me translate some of the questions, like that one from Peter. Yes, yes. So Derek says, is it possible to hold on loan repayment for people affected without increased interest rate? Derek, I would love to request that you get in touch with our relationship manager and be able to explain to them the challenges of you're facing during this period, and together they will work out a possible solution for managing your facility. Uh, Mr. Walter asks for a top up. Yes, Walter, we will consider your application for a top up. A top up facility, it really is getting access to what I would call a bridge finance, or an additional facility to your current one that can help you possibly go through this period of strain. Yes, we have a product like that, and if you contact your relationship manager, they will walk you through the process of accessing that facility. Uh, Ariho raises a question. In the Finca response plan to COVID-19, has there been a product tailor-made for SME that are launching during this period? Is there a COVID-19 special loan rate? Uh, Mr. Arrigo, I must say, as I mentioned earlier, that indeed we are assessing some of the needs of our customers right now, and quickly looking at how to offer products that will meet that need. At Finca, we really do believe in a customer-centric approach to product development, and it is through this engagement of the impact of COVID-19 that we will determine the most appropriate products to release out there. Our teams are working on that, and we're sure to provide additional services to you. Is there a special rate for those services? Definitely, I think pricing is part of our product development cycle, and we will consider that type of rate we will have during this time. Thank you. There's a question from Lauren. Lauren asks, are we in the process of launching Finca mobile banking platform, and how soon will it be back? Lauren, a very brilliant question. Lauren, right now we have mobile banking services that you can access through MTN and Airtel, and these are for banking solutions. Yes, it is true that Finca is soon launching a full mobile banking service. As I speak now, definitely that service is being piloted through a closed group, and it will provide you with access from not only being able to access withdraw services, payments of bills like water, electricity, buying airtime from multiple MNOs, payment of other service providers like TV services will be available in that, and you can be able to do account to account transfers as well during that service. So yes, please look out for that. We will definitely come through these similar channels like this to inform you of the availability of that service. I will take it if you want to be one of the special clients to access that controlled service. Our team will take up your contact and they will be happy to reach out to you to go through the first experience of our mobile banking solution. Walter says he has a friend who wants to come to Finca to buy uh, a loan from another bank. Is it possible? I must say, Walter, a decision on a facility that you have with Finca is purely your decision as a client. We act as your financial advisor, and in a scenario like that, you have a relationship officer who will be able to advise you on that. As an institution, we will give you the best alternative. If at the moment that alternative is to offset your facility with the bank, then it is a decision that you make and the bank would honor that. But we do encourage you to engage and seek advice from your relationship manager. Thank you. There's a question on ATMs not working since 3 weeks ago. I'm going to ask my service people to reach out to you. This is from Colorado. Wow, this is an interesting name, Colorado. They've taken up your details and they're going to inbox you to find out exactly which location of ATM this is, and they'll be able to make sure that you have service immediately. So there's a question from Sense. What happens to arrows for this period now that you're not uh, under full utilization of the institute? Sense, that is a very, very interesting question, and it's important to say yes because of the fact that most of the service and even trade businesses are closed and not operating. Definitely our officers' capacity is immensely impaired, meaning even the travel restrictions, they can't go out to the clients. So Finca Uganda has taken that opportunity to actually have some of our officers take leave at this time. We are working and we still have enough personnel across the country. I think over 50% of our staff are still operating to serve you effectively. But we also take the opportunity. Remember, I talked of the health and safety to encourage part of the staff of the organization to still respect the stay at home rules and be with their family during this time. So we keep working through a rotational basis to ensure that you, our customers, remain served at all times without any stress. We believe that the personnel we have on the ground are able to serve you effectively. And should there be the need to have more come on board, we definitely are deploying more staff to come in on board. I'm being told I have about 3 minutes to conclude. I will take probably one or two critical questions, any that we want to highlight. Oh, Derek has a very good recommendation. He says, next time, please run an advert on media platform so that we know when I will be live again. Derek will take up that recommendation and definitely will make sure we reach out to you to publicize this. And hopefully I can stay longer than 30 minutes the next time around. Okay? So I'm sorry? When is Bench Wanuka branch opening? Very good question. Um, right now, why I'll tell you why we have Bench Wanuka branch currently not open. We are giving you alternative operational areas like Katwe, which can still serve our clientele that were accessing Bench Wanuka, and all the other 6 branches, 5 other branches within Kampala. We have Ntinda open, we have Kawempe, we have Nankurabye, and we have Chireka open, making it 6 locations within central, within Kampala district. Now, we definitely are assessing the need to open up Benchwanuka, and I think our priority will be logistical in nature. Once we are able to ensure that we can manage that, we will definitely have it opened, even before the 3 weeks lockdown extension period ends. That's the longest that we can uh, keep that. Thank you for that question. I want to make some very quick remarks. Maurice, thank you for the compliment. We do appreciate. I want to thank all of you who have managed to log in to this Facebook Live. It is my pleasure once again. I would prefer to have been with you in person. Unfortunately, that is not possible due to the lockdown. The best I can move now is between our offices and home, and with very little engagement in person to most of your customers. But I want to take the opportunity to really uh, thank our our staff who are out there. Particularly, I want to put special mention to our drivers who are actually moving around and ensuring that Finca staff across the multiple locations are traveling in a safe and a secure way, picking them from home and bringing them to work every day and managing those logistics in these tough times. They are my heroes during this time. You customers as well who are continuing to service your facilities, continuing to walk multiple distances to come and transact in locations, keeping us engaged, challenging us for better services, new products. Uh, that is very important. We would love to keep that channel of communication open. And before I sign out, I would love to read to you some of those channels and encourage you to reach out and engage. I will mention them. Our call center is open for you. It is a toll free line, meaning it is free, right? You don't have to pay when you call. The number is 0800 26 2262. 0800 26 2262. You can also go to our website, that is www.finca.ug, and you can be able to send us a message through that website and we will respond to you. You can access us through our social media, through this page on Facebook. You can access us on Twitter, and we are also there on Instagram, which I'm told is for the cool teams. I'm yet to get on Instagram. You can access us on WhatsApp as well. Our WhatsApp number is 0772 429 904. 0772 429 904. Together, let's keep safe and stay well. Let's continue to follow the World Health Organization and Ministry of Health guidelines on staying safe during these tough times. Wash your hands at all times. Sanitize if you have access to a sanitizer. They say sneeze or cough at the what? They call it, yes, through your elbows, at the crack of your elbows. Maintain social distancing. That is very important. If you feel sick or not well, Please stay at home. You're not obliged to get out until you feel better. Thank you once again, and I appreciate all of you for finding time to log in and join me on Facebook Live with the MD of Finca Uganda. Let's maintain the communication channels open, and we are here to serve you. Thank you very much. Bye.